Hey everyone, Mike Mundy here with Welcome Home Maryland, powered by Keller Williams Realty, and I'm bringing you your monthly market update for December 2025. I got to tell you, when I first pulled last month's statistics across the four counties that I work in the most, Prince George's, Howard, Anne Arundel, and Montgomery, one number really jumped off the page immediately, and that was days on market. And we're not talking about a little bit, we're talking about increases of 26 to 55% compared to December of last year. And here's what makes this data that much more interesting is while homes took substantially longer to sell, prices did not fall apart. In fact, Howard County prices actually increased by more than 7% year over year. So what's really going on? And that's exactly what we're going to break down today because understanding this shift, it's absolutely critical if you're planning any sort of real estate move in 2026. So let's go ahead and really just start with the raw numbers because they are telling a very compelling story in the four counties. In Prince George's, homes that went under contract in December, they averaged 51 days on the market, which is up from 37 days the year before. That's a 38% increase. And the median sale price held at 430,000, which is up 2.4% from last December. Howard County saw the most dramatic shift in market timing, though, because days on market jumped from 26 days to 40, a 55% increase. And the twist is the median sale price rose to 590,000, up over 7% year over year. Sales volume actually increased 23%. So we have a market where homes are taking longer to sell, but more homes are selling at higher prices. It tells us something important about buyer psychology right now, to tell you the truth. Anne Arundel County fell somewhere in the middle. Days on market went from 27 days to 39 days, a 42% increase. Prices held essentially flat at 480,000 and sales volume declined slightly. Montgomery County, our largest market by volume, saw days on market increase from 34 to 43 days, a 26% increase, which is actually the smallest increase of the four counties. Prices ticked up 2% to 525,500, and notably, sales volume increased by 6.5%. So here's the pattern. Across all the four counties, it's taking buyers longer to make decisions and to commit to properties. But in the two higher priced counties, Howard and Montgomery, we are actually seeing increased sales volume and stronger price growth, which is not what you'd see in a market that's falling apart. Instead, it's what's in a market that's becoming a lot more selective. And we take this data and now we start to say, what is it that's changed? And for buyers, why are buyers taking more time? The three things that converged in December were first, you had mortgage rates. They remained elevated. So we're looking at rates in the mid to high 6% range for most buyers, which is significantly higher than what many current homeowners are sitting on at the moment. Second, we had the typical holiday season slowdown, and it was amplified this year by economic uncertainty and the aftermath of elections and all that fun stuff. People were just more cautious. Third, this is a big one. Buyers finally have some breathing room. Inventory increased across all four counties. In Prince George, there was a 24% increase in active listings compared to last year. Howard was up 16%, Anne Arundel was up 10%, and Montgomery was up 12%. Now, I know none of these are massive inventory surges that would indicate a buyer market free-for-all, but after years of legit cutthroat competition with 15 offers on every decent home, buyers now have the luxury of saying, you know what, I can take an extra few weeks to find exactly what I want. And that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They're visiting more properties. They're bringing contractors to do tougher inspections. They are negotiating harder on repairs. They're walking away from properties that don't meet their standards. And in short, buyers they've just become more selective. Now, as for sellers, looking at a strategy in a selective market, or if you're thinking about selling in 2026, this is really where you need to pay very close attention. December's data, it shows us that the market is now differentiating between well-prepared, well-priced homes and everything else. In the market frenzy of 21 and 22, pretty much anything that hit the market got multiple offers within days, and that's just no longer the case. The homes that are still selling relatively quickly, I would say that they share three characteristics. First, they're priced strategically, not aggressively, not we'll just test the market and see what happens. Strategic pricing means analyzing recent comparable sales, understanding current buyer financing constraints, and positioning your home to attract immediate attention from qualified buyers. Second, they're prepared properly. I'm talking about pre-listing inspections, addressing obvious deferred maintenance, professional staging, or at a minimum, professional photos, and making sure that the home shows its absolute best. Because buyers who are taking more time are also scrutinizing properties more carefully. And third, this is the one sellers often overlook. They have a clear marketing strategy that reaches today's buyers where they actually are. And that's not just sticking a sign in the yard and posting on the MLS. The properties that are sitting for 60, 70, 80 plus days, they're the ones where sellers are trying to recreate 2021's market conditions. They're pricing based on what they want or what they need rather than what the data shows the market is actually going to support right now. So if we take all of this together, and I'm going to make 3 predictions for early 2026, not the boldest predictions, but what I'm watching through January and into the spring market, prediction number 1, I'm going to say that I don't expect days on market to drop back to 2024 levels anytime soon. This selective, deliberate pace, it's the new normal until something changes dramatically with interest rates or inventory. Sellers need to plan for marketing timelines of 30 to 60 days for well-positioned property and potentially longer if there are pricing or condition issues. My second prediction is that we're going to see more price reductions, but not because of a market crash. Instead, sellers who overprice at listing, they're going to be forced to adjust when their homes sit without activity. The data is already showing this. Properties that are priced correctly from day one, they're still getting reasonable activity, while overpriced listings they're just languishing. Expect to see more reduced tags in February and March. My third prediction is that the spring market is going to reward preparation like never before. Sellers who use January and February to properly prepare their homes, addressing inspections, staging professionally, developing strategic pricing, they are going to dramatically outperform those who rush to list in March. With buyers taking more time to evaluate properties, you absolutely cannot afford to have the home be the one they skip because it shows poorly or it raises red flags. So guys, my bottom line for you, December's data, it doesn't signal a crashing market or even a particularly bad market. Instead, it signals a strategic market, one where preparation, pricing intelligence, and professional guidance deliver exponentially better results than just throwing your house on the market and hoping for the best. If you're planning to sell in 2026, the time to start having strategic conversations is right now, not in March when you want to list in April. And if you're planning to buy, understanding that you now have more leverage and more time to evaluate properties can save you from making a rushed decision that you just might regret down the line. As always, if you guys have questions about your specific situation, whether you're in Prince George's, Howard, Anne Arundel, Montgomery, or somewhere outside of there, I'm always happy to have a no-pressure conversation about what makes sense for you based on your situation. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month with January's data.